All right, welcome back. Episode 3, or in my case, 003, we're going to be talking about It, the 1990 miniseries. This was the first movie that probably, just by the cover of it, scared the crap out of me as a kid. I was like, that's a creepy looking clown with a creepy looking hand. I didn't know it was considered a miniseries. I just thought it was a super long movie, like a 3-hour super long movie. But it's a miniseries, and it was on ABC in 1990. It's considered a psychological horror drama. It was from Stephen King's 1986 novel called It. And if you're not familiar with what it is a story of a demon clown that terrorizes kids in Deary, Maine. He pretty much feeds off their fears. That's what... Because the story starts off, in a heavy rainstorm in Deary, Maine, 1960. Little Georgie was playing in the streets with a paper sailboat that his older brother built him. It goes down to a drain, and that's when he meets up with Pennywise the dancing clown. My thing is if you see a clown in a storm drain, why would you try to take anything from him? Because he tries to offer Georgie a balloon. Told him it's fun down there, like a circus. I'm sorry to say, if I see a creepy clown in a storm drain during a storm, I don't think there would be anything fun like a circus down there. But anyway, so yeah, he reaches his hand and his arm gets bitten off and he bleeds to death. That's where it starts. Then it focuses back. Unlike the 1917, jeez, I'm still on that Dr. Calgary thing. In 2017, it starts off as some kids, and then obviously part 2 came about, and then it says they're adult. But this one, because the miniseries, goes right to them 30 years later as adults. Which the cast, there's a phenomenal cast, I think. It has John Ritter. It has Tim Curry as It. He did an excellent job. I think Tim Curry did an excellent job. It has Seth Green and John Ritter, that's fantastic right there. I like John Ritter. So it pretty much goes, and they get a phone call from Mike. He was still back in Deary, Maine. And a little girl 30 years later sees the clown in sheets that are hanging up, and he ends up killing the little girl. So, and then a whole trail of kid murders start happening again. So he calls them up and tells them what's going on, and they were the loser club, so they always vowed to kill it no matter what. When they were kids, they killed it. So 30 years later, they're gonna have to go do it again. So that's pretty much what it is. So now that's just a brief story. If you didn't see this, if you've seen the 2017 one, you're already familiar with the story. Yeah, because the 2017 one, I believe, focused more on the novel itself from Stephen King. Stephen King isn't really a fan of his movie adaptations, really. He was nervous about this one coming out because of it being on television, and he didn't know how an audience would take it. He says he thought in 1990 he thought the world wasn't ready for anything like that, because it gets pretty dark and creepy, I'll admit it. So we're gonna focus now on my opinions of things, why I like the miniseries a little better. Definitely because Tim Curry did a really good Pennywise. He did good. There's nobody creepier than Tim Curry. Come on. If you remember in Home Alone 2, he could have played a good Grinch, too, like that Smiley did in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. And when they compared him to the Grinch, that was cool. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Another great one with Tim Curry. So you gotta, like, I think Tim Curry made the Pennywise. Like, that's my favorite Pennywise. End of story. My perspective of it is, yes, it's 3 hours long. It's a miniseries. You might not want to watch it in one sitting, unless you're like me. I watch it in one sitting. It came with 2 discs. I don't know about the VHS because I'm a VHS collector, but I never had the physical copy of the VHS of the miniseries. So I don't know if it was 2 tapes or just 1. You can let me know in the comments. But it was, I'm gonna say it's a little better. It's more creepier. But then again, I think it was more tolerable because they don't show so much in that one compared to the newer one with like the whole CGI and technology is different nowadays, so it's a little more intense. But the 2017 one versus the 1990 one, I prefer the 1991 because I like older stuff. And the actors they had in it were pretty well too, so that's another reason. The director, this was directed by Tommy Lee Wallace. I'm not too familiar with what he directed though. I know that sounds ridiculous because I'm sure he directed something, but I know he worked with John Carpenter. I'm just glancing at the Wikipedia. Like I said, Wikipedia is not the go-to reliable source sometimes. I'm just checking it out real quick. It doesn't really say because it doesn't even give you a hyperlink to click on the man. Well, anyway, Pennywise in this one, I feel like he did more of like a mind fuck thing to the children in this one. Like the one scene that got me was like when he was just like the kid was just looking out and like I think it was like a marsh or like a swamp, and Pennywise is sitting there with the colored balloons and just pointing, laughing at him. I don't know, that's creepy to me. I mean, come on, who don't think that's creepy? So that's I feel like don't get me wrong, the 2017 one had a lot of jump scares. It was a lot creepier. The effects, they show more with the gore. Yeah, it's scary shit. But the original 1990 miniseries one, it did play. It was like a psychological thing, which I could see. And it just, you still had, like, you didn't see much, and he wasn't like in your face kind of scary about it, but he did it in this, like, I'm gonna say like a Tim Curry way for sure. And he was like that pointing and laughing, the storm drain thing, and then he was in I think it was the shower, he was in that little what do you call it, so it's one of those things. It's psychological. I like that, and that's what Stephen King definitely excels in my opinion. And the miniseries is all around great. I don't know what more to say though. That it was a great miniseries, and it was 3 hours long. If you didn't see it, but you've seen a newer one, I recommend to still go see the 1990 miniseries. I know it streams on services, so check it out. Even if you have to do it in parts, but it's pretty good, and you could tell it aged, but I still think it holds up. But I know here on Scary Movies and Coffee, I always give a rating to the movie. So this one being said is going to be a 10 out of 10 for me. IBM, on the other hand, let's see here. It gave it a 6.8 out of 10. Why? Let's check this out real quick here. Why did it give it a 6.8? Doesn't tell you on it. famous IMDb. Sorry, I said IBM. Jeez. IMDb. Alright. Oh, I thought it tells you why. Like, there's a reason what it lacks on. I guess because it gives. Let's see here. Huh. Yeah. All good. It just points out stupid stuff really about like the clown, the kids like lines in there. I could see it being kind of lame. But it was 1990. Come on now. It, like I said, even the cover itself scared the crap out of me. It's a creepy clown with creepy hands. Like, come on now. And I'm doing the hand motions. I know you can't see me. But it's a 10 out of 10 for me. And if you disagree and hate me for it, all well. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. This is episode 003. It was the It 1990 miniseries. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and in the link below, I do have my little Patreon thing, which is buymeacoffee.com/scarymovies. You're welcome to check me out there. And I'll catch you guys on episode 004. Until then, stay spooky, y'all.